Hi everybody, this is Chris the Alfa Nut, and today we're going to dive into the murky depths of what happens to your mind when you own an Alfa. We'll be talking about the highs, the lows, the constant annoying jokes about reliability that people who've never even owned an Alfa Romeo make. So, let's discuss. Now, in my opinion, you're either a car nut or you're not. It's as simple as that. Car nuts spend time driving their cars, washing their cars, tinkering with their cars, talking about their cars down the pub, staring lovingly out of the window at their cars when they should be working. To the non-car nut, these and other apparently deranged activities are a complete waste of time and energy. The non-car nut says to himself, "Now why on earth would I get my beige cardigan wet when the local car wash will do it for the price of a cup of tea?" I simply can't understand it. So, when I was a kid growing up in a pre-internet, semi-rural community, cars represented freedom, chance to escape, to seek out good times. Cars were a four-wheeled babe lair and a mobile kissing booth. The cars that we nuts dreamed about during those very formative years of our lives are the very same cars that we still hanker for today as supposedly grown up and sensible adults. The very first car that I actually bought with my own money was a 1981 Lancia Beta Coupe in Old English White, which was a nice car. And I bought it because it was the cheapest Italian car that I thought was cool that I could afford at the time, and also it had enough headroom inside to accommodate my supersized 1980s hairdo. Here's a picture of me leaving home in it to drive 330 miles south to a new job. Pretty optimistic of me, huh? Happy days. For the record, it got me there safely and was a pretty reliable and fun car, right up until the point where it literally fell in half due to being built out of recycled Russian steel. Anyway, my point is that the cars people buy tend to reflect their lifestyle choices. Many Italian car owners simply prefer the way that their cars make them feel when they drive them down the street. It's a combination of that Italian word brio and good looks, which you end up falling in love with, frankly. And once it gets you, you are got, my friend. So here's a great example of the Italian car owner's selective blindness. The Alfa Romeo Spider. This is a car that I'd wanted ever since an ex-friend of mine turned up outside my house in a brand new one in 1997. Over bumpy roads, this car has all the structural rigidity of Donald Trump's hair in a stiff breeze. It has seats which look great, but instead of sinking down into them, you're forced to perch on top of them like a budgie. And weird little door release buttons which mean you need thumbs like a primate to even get in the car. See? It's rubbish! The non-Alfa driving doubters will shout at this point. But they're plain wrong, because once you clap eyes on it, none of those petty annoyances matter one bit. It's also a well-documented fact that the stunning Alfa V6 engine is close to the top of the list of greatest sounding engines ever built. And when you're driving this car with the top down on a sunny day, even nipping out for a pint of milk makes you feel like Steve McQueen. Yes, you heard me right. I'm saying that characterful cars with flaws are far more fun to own and drive than cars that were designed by a committee of Euro bedwetters who are worried about what Angela Merkel will say. Flair is not a design fault, in my opinion. In fact, it's a non-negotiable asset. So then I hear you ask, what exactly is it about Alfas that gets a hook in you? What exactly is it about Alfas that gets a hook in it? Take 3. So then I hear you ask, what exactly is it about Alfas that gets a hook in you once you've owned one and makes you curse them and love them in equal measure? Well, in my opinion, there are lots of factors that make Alfa Romeo ownership a one-way door. Things like glamour, individuality, a real connection to the car when you drive it, and most importantly, the knowledge that the people who built your Alfa Romeo are car nuts just like you. Clarkson once said, generally speaking, Alfa people are nice people. I'd go further than that, however. It simply boils down to incredibly good taste and a very well-developed sense of style on your part, dear viewer. Do you know what? You're simply fabulous. In the end, the Alfa brand possesses something that other brands can only dream about. Witchcraft. Pure and simple.